Namaste dosto. Welcome to my YouTube channel called Everyday Manufacturing. Dosto, today we are going to discuss the role of Quality Control Department as per the ISO 13485-2016, which is the QMS for the medical device product. So my friends, before we talk about the quality control in detail, let's talk about कि जो QC जो word है कहाँ से origin होता है in a company. So आपको पता है there is a department called Research and Development Department who design and develop a particular new product. So when they design a particular product, they need to comply with the requirement as per ISO 13485-2016, which is to maintain a D&D file, which is called as a Design and Development File. So let's see कि Design and Development File का जब वो बनाते हैं तो उससे क्या क्या चीज़ें बाहर आती हैं. The first one is the manufacturing process flow chart. This flow chart will let you know what are the stages involved in making a particular product, right from the incoming of material till making the final good, which comprises of QC as well as production checks during each process of the manufacturing. The second, let you know about the manufacturing requirement as to what are the requirement of the either facility, machines, or the equipments in order to produce a particular product. Then comes what are the sets of raw material required to produce a particular one unit of that product. When I say raw material, it could be either the raw material, the packaging material, the consumable, or the biological materials. So we have decided a requirement. Now we also want to know what are the environment controls. Like if I want to do a QC on a particular product, what will be my condition of that particular room. मुझे टेम्परेचर का ध्यान देना है, मुझे रिलेटिव ह्यूमिडिटी का ध्यान देना है, या मुझे किन बातों का ध्यान देना है. सेम गोज विद द प्रोडक्शन प्रोसेस. अब बारी आती है कि अगर मुझे QC डॉक्यूमेंट बनाना है तो मुझे किसी डॉक्यूमेंट को तो रेफर करना है. दिस डॉक्यूमेंट वाज नॉनलेस वाज द D&D फाइल. But in the D&D file also, the R&D responsibility is to make a master formula record in the R&D version, as well as the BMR, followed by the QC, SOPs and the STPs. So R&D is a department where they are going to let you know the procedure as to how to do the QC at a pilot scale level. They won't be able to let you know to perform the QC at a macro level, I mean at a scale up level of the production, which later comes into the heads of the quality control department. They also give us the label, I mean the labeling information as a part of output of the D&D, followed by the IFU, the designing of the primary boxes, secondary boxes, the tertiary boxes, the protocol for the stability studies, the person required to do the manufacturing or to perform a certain aspect of the QC, as well as they will give you the hands-on training to make a particular product by making the 3 batches minimal. So my friends, here come the list of crucial documents which a quality control department needs to maintain as per ISO 13485-2016. The first document is the procedure which governs in assigning the analytical report number to a QC released raw material, packing material, semi-finished and the finished good. This is the first SOP, right? I'm not going to speak this SOP in detail, but I'm just giving an overview as to how to set up a QC in a newly established company. The second SOP is on the procedure for the receipt, testing and approving the RM and PM. Third one is the same procedure, but it is applicable for the semi-finished good as well as for the in-process goods. The fourth one is the procedure for the receipt, testing and approving of finished good once my product is been assembled in a form of a kit. Either it could be 10 test का pack size, 15 pack size, or 20 pack size. The fourth SOP or the fifth one, it is the procedure for the non-conforming product. When I say non-conforming, it means a product which doesn't comply the requirement as per the given specification. Right? Those are non-conforming products. So this SOP is going to speak about as to how to handle those such kinds of the product. Then comes the SOP for the reworking of finished good. हम किसी भी प्रकार का जब कोई गुड जब QC से फेल हो जाता है तो प्रोडक्शन ये आइडेंटिफाई करता है कि उस गुड्स के ऊपर कैसे रिवर्क की जा सके, अगर स्कोप है तो. राइट? अगर मैंने डब्बा पैक किया है, अ बॉक्सेस ऑफ फॉर्म ऑफ 25 टेस्ट, अगर लेट्स से उसके अंदर 5 टेस्ट नहीं है, राइट, 5 टेस्ट डिवाइसेस आर नॉट देयर, so there is a chance to do a rework, I mean by again putting the shortfall of those test kits. I think this is clear. The last SOP is more or less how to retain the reference sample. Then SOP for OS and the OOT, out of specification and the out of trend. This SOP is more important for any of the quality control department which is either based on the IVD product or the medical device product. Then comes the SOP for the stability studies and the management of the claim shelf life. As you must be knowing, there are different studies carried under the QC studies like accelerated, real time, shipping, transportation, like transportation means more or less shipping, in-use stability study, panel characterization, so many more. Then comes the procedure for the AQL sampling. This SOP is important from perspective of releasing of the raw material which is coming at the incoming stage or the goods which is being produced across the manufacturing processes. It speaks about as to how will be number of sample size, what will be the criteria for the testing on certain attributes, and how to release a particular goods or the raw material. Then comes the SOP for the preparation and the panel characterization. Last, the SOP for the GLP, which is a good laboratory practices. So this was this minimal SOP which you should make while framing your quality control department in the new company, right? There could be more SOP, process SOP, or it could be the equipmental SOP, which I'm not going to talk about. So these were the SOP which I talked to you for the quality control department. Now I'm going to talk about those procedure which let you know step by step as to how to release a particular component. Those are abbreviated as a standard testing procedure which is stated as STPs. Usually the STP comprises of 4 sub-document or the associated document. The first one is the worksheet, I mean the logbooks. The second is the in-house specification, more or less a QC specification. The third one is the purchase material specification. Fourth, the COA, Certificate of Analysis. Now let's speak about what is the type of QC and the QC strategy to be performed while framing a quality control department. So there are mainly 4 types of QC, the quality control checks across the manufacturing processes. The first one is the QC performed at incoming stage. Means once the raw material comes into your company, it will go enter into a store department, then will move to the subsequent department. That is called a QC at incoming stage. Second one, QC at in process stage. When I say in process, it means if I'm making a particular batch of a production of a particular product, there are 10 steps to reach a final product. At each steps, an intermediate product would be formed. Those are called as in-process goods. The third one is a QC of SFG, semi-finished good, followed by QC for the finished good. So these are the 4 types of QC. let's speak about what will be the model to perform the QC. So there are mainly 3 models to perform the QC of a particular product. The first one is to straight away release the material on the basis of the COA provided by the vendor. Like, just check the COA detail, match with the PO information, whatever or whichever there is a GRN. If you don't have the resource, or it depends upon the criticality of the product. Second one, check the COA and do the physical attributes checks. Right? This is very simple to understand. I mean, the first phase you need to check the COA, match all details with the GRN or the PO. Second, check the physical attribute. It could be in terms of weight, dimensions, color, physical appearance, all those kind of nature. The third one is to check the COA, do the physical attributes, and then do the functional testing. So there could be a possibility that amongst the 10 sets of the raw material which goes into the product, कोई एक ऐसा रॉ मटेरियल होगा जिसके वजह से एंड फंक्शनैलिटी के ऊपर इम्पैक्ट आता है ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दिस क्वालिटी ऑफ द रॉ मटेरियल. व्हेन आई से रैपिड किट्स के बारे में, तो द क्रूशियल रॉ मटेरियल इज द एंटीजन, द एंटीबॉडीज, द मेम्ब्रेन. सो यस, वी नीड टू डू द फंक्शनल टेस्टिंग फॉर दोज आइटम्स विच इज मैंडेटरी. लास्ट कम्स द क्वालिटी प्लान माय फ्रेंड्स. तो मैंने सबसे पहले आपको ये बताया कि QC का ओरिजिन कहाँ से होता है, फ्रॉम वेयर डज QC गेट्स, व्हाट आर द QC SOPs, व्हाट आर द STPs, then what are the types of QC, the strategy of the QC, and then comes the quality plan. When I say quality plan, it is a plan which let you know as to how a checks of QC will be performed at each stages of the manufacturing processes. Right? What will be the sub stages, the equipment involved, the test type, the reference of the STP, sample size, acceptance criteria, the action against non-conforming product, the record reference, and the responsibility. I hope today's lecture was very useful for you, my friends. Please, it's a humble request, do like my video, comment on my video, share in your network, and as well subscribe it for sure. Thank you. Bye bye.